In this video, we will discuss what you can do to become the managing director or CEO of a big company. Before we start, I'm Gabriel Goldbrain, and my mission is to bring graduates into jobs that pay $100,000 plus straight out of college. If you're interested, visit my website www.gabrielgoldbrain.com. So, today let's talk about how you can become the managing director of a big corporation or the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. A good education often is the basis for becoming a successful manager and eventually becoming a CEO of a big corporation. It will help you if you had some business administration courses at college or university, because then you know the basic things like a balance sheet, a profit and loss statement, some accounting rules, which are crucial to running a business. To become a CEO or a successful manager does not always require that you studied business administration. You can have a technical or an engineering degree as well, and in certain industries you won't get anywhere if you only have a business administration degree. So if a specific industry is full of engineers, it's pretty unlikely that you become a CEO without being an engineer. So it also depends on the industry you're planning a successful career in. The key thing is that you have a basic understanding of business. You must know what a balance sheet is, what a profit and loss statement is, how to read a cash flow statement. And also fundamentals of accounting and tax will help you to become a successful manager. Also, you should know key operating metrics so that you have a broad knowledge of things that are required for running a successful business. If you did not graduate in a business degree, you have to read about all these fundamentals in your free time, or you simply do an MBA to get these skills. If you have the educational background, I have 6 things for you to look for. First, in a big organization, go for exposed positions. That means you should work a career towards a leadership role. That means specialist roles are way less suitable to become a CEO because they lack the leadership aspect. Go for leadership roles. So your ultimate goal, if you're, for instance, working in an operational environment, should be becoming a plant manager, an operations manager. These are roles which are highly interesting. Don't become the super technical engineer who knows all the details. You should go for general roles where you have leadership exposure. Other interesting roles may be a regional manager, maybe a business unit lead, maybe a leader in the strategy department. Everything which is more of a generalist role. So I think I wouldn't expect if you're like a tax specialist. That's a hard place to become a CEO. Or if you're like an SAP specialist for something. That usually are not roles which end up in a leadership or a CEO role. The second thing to consider is be close to the headquarters. If you start your career somewhere in the periphery of a company, maybe in a local branch of a big corporation, you should try to quickly move to the headquarters, because in the periphery it may be pretty hard to become a CEO unless you have a realistic chance to become the general manager for the region. So why should you be working close to the headquarters or at the headquarters of a company? It's pretty clear, because all the decisions are being made there. All the decision makers, they come there every now and then. So that means you may get exposure to very senior guys early in your career if you work in the headquarters. So try to do a good job, try to build a network in the headquarters so that you get a good reputation. Go for responsibility. Take over tasks which are challenging, which will take and consume a lot of time, which are hard, which not everyone likes to do. Go for these. And if people at the headquarters see that you can handle these tasks, they may think, okay, he's talented, he's motivated, so we give him more. And you're automatically, if things come up on seniors' minds, they may think of you, make them think of you with the quality of your work, because that will generate opportunities for you to become a leader very early in your career. Being close to the headquarters may also be possible as a non-employee. Maybe you are working at the headquarters or with a C-level or a senior management level as a business consultant. Seize the opportunity, build a network, build good relationships with the people you meet in the headquarters, with the C-level guys you're working with. They must have a good impression of you and must like you, so that will produce opportunities. Maybe one day you get a call from a former client you worked for as a business consultant, and they will ask you to join their company as a manager, which is your next step to becoming a CEO, maybe in the future, 5-10 years down the road. Seize these opportunities. By the way, if you're planning to become a management consultant, I developed the Goldbrain SUCCESS Training. This training will facilitate your way into management consulting. If you're interested, visit my website, gabrielgoldbrain.com. Here comes my tip number 3. Be flexible. Switch companies if you can get a good position somewhere else. Don't be loyal to a company where you're not getting anywhere. After 2 to 3 years, you should have your first promotion. Otherwise, it may be a good thing to think about moving on to another company, moving on to another department. You should always measure a company by what it delivers to you. So if the company does not deliver on your career, you gotta change something. So move on if you got the impression that you're stuck, that the department you're working in is not relevant. Tip number 4 is have the right attitude. So wherever you work, make it clear that you're willing to go the extra mile, that you're motivated, that you want to progress, that you want to achieve the next level, that you take over responsibility, that you want to lead other people, that you want to guide other people, that you organize workshops, that you're a problem solver. That's what your boss will like and what will give you a promotion if there is a chance. Be the number one on your boss's mind when it comes to filling vacant positions. Have a can-do attitude. There is nothing worse than people explaining why things won't work out. Be the one to make things work. Be the one to get obstacles out of the way, and you have everything what it takes to be the hottest candidate for the next available promotion in your department. And as I said before, if there are no interesting positions on the horizon, if there are no elderly dudes retiring but holding interesting positions, you may be in the wrong place, and you should change the department or even the company if you can't move on, if you can't progress. Number 5, maintain a high quality career network. This means do not only go to lunch with your own department. Maybe join colleagues from another department. So you get to know other leaders, you build your network. Work on cross-functional projects. Projects which not only involve your own department, but which involve other departments and teams. So you get exposure. You build track record. Participate, or even better, engage in organizing corporate events, because you will have to align these with the leadership, with the leaders, so you can more easily build a network. People which are most known or known by most others are those organizing events. Most of the seniors know these people. If there is the opportunity to organize or to participate in a corporate run, for instance, or a corporate marathon, participate in it, because that's your chance for talking informally to the leaders, to build relationships, personal relationships. The same is for a Christmas dinner or for other social events that are happening at the company. It's mandatory for you to attend. Don't stick with your team. Talk to others. Small talk. And if you're really ambitious, you should be prepared for such events. Maybe you have a good idea for some project between two departments. And then why not approach informally the head of this other department? Maybe it's the sales department, where you can say, listen, I have a good idea how we could upsell certain products into one of our biggest customers. May I have 10 or 15 minutes sometime next week at your office so we can discuss this idea? This can be a wonderful icebreaker. So this can kickstart a cooperation between two departments, or it can even kickstart a project, and maybe you will be asked to lead it. For sure, you must be careful not to piss off your own boss. So you could either talk to him about that idea beforehand as well, or if you really feel stuck, just don't care about it too much. So go ahead and build the relations that bring you further, that can advance your career. And don't forget one thing. So if you maybe change the company or you change the department already, still keep contacts to important persons in your life. So maintaining your social network after you switched companies can also be very valuable. Use LinkedIn or similar platforms to stay in touch and see where people are moving, where they are going. If you studied at the business school, or if you were awarded a scholarship, or at your university, there may be alumni events. Attend these, because there may be guys who already had a stellar career and they know you well. So they might be able to offer you a highly attractive position, so you can move on in the career ladder more quickly than in your current organization. Seize these opportunities and don't ignore alumni events. Finally, number 6, and this is the safest way to becoming a managing director or a CEO, create your own company. But for sure, you should only do it with a certain experience in a certain field. Maybe you already have work experience of 2 to 10 years or something like that, and then you feel it's time that in this industry you start your own business. You will have the best prospects if you go it that way. Don't do it straight out of college. You may also join a promising team. So maybe there is a team in your company that creates a spin-off and they are looking for someone with your skill set. Join them early, because then if they're really successful and it's a winning team, the company will become big very quickly and you may be in a very responsible position soon. I summarized all what I said on this PowerPoint slide. Download it from my website, gabrielgoldbrain.com. If you want to sell your achievements in the best light, watch my video on the SCR method. And if you're ever planning to become a management consultant, watch my video on McKinsey career entry points. Like this video and share this video with your friends.